Hey guys, Dr. Nick Sanders here, physical therapist with Fit for Tomorrow. Today we're talking about our 4 tenets for feeling your best. We believe that if you can accomplish these 4 pyramids and you can really make those a priority in your life, it's going to make you feel and perform better through your daily activities, whether that's quality time with your family or with your friends, or really just feeling your best. And when I define feeling my best for myself, it's me living at a high quality. I don't feel drowsy. I don't feel sleepy. I don't feel anxious. I'm not getting angry and irritated. I'm really feeling like I'm kind of just on point. I'm knocking out those tasks. And I can really tell that when I got these 4 tenets dialed in, everything else is just better, right? And you know, they're basic things, but again, they're hard to execute in today's busy world. We talk about sleep, nutrition, fitness, and body work. Sleep's the base, the foundation. That's where all our recovery things happen. From an efficiency standpoint, if sleep wasn't beneficial, why would we do it, right? I mean, when you think about how inefficient we really are as humans in that downtime of period where you're talking, 7, 8, 9 hours, nothing gets accomplished. And I think that's kind of how we take it in today's society. Like, you don't need to get sleep, wake up early, grind till the end of the night. But what the effect does that have on your body, right? There's a reason the organism needs sleep. And that's where all our recovery and our repair processes happen. So without it, we're going to be in trouble. So we have sleep here at the foundation of what we need most. Nutrition is number 2. If your nutrition is not on point, everything else is going to be more challenging. We're seeing more and more research come out that poor nutrition leads to overtraining syndrome, tendon pathologies, and from an inflammatory standpoint, a whole host of other diseases, whether it's chronic inflammatory or neurodegenerative type diseases. We're seeing that come out from a nutrition and inflammatory world. So if your nutrition isn't right, everything else is going to be more challenging. Your sleep might not be as good. Certainly your workouts are going to be affected. So we want to make sure everything else is there. As we move up the pyramid, we have our fitness. Obviously, with Fit for Tomorrow, that's what we do, right? We're talking about online programming and exercise to make us the best humans we can be. And fitness is a big part of that. Exercise is a big part of that. We want to do things that promote a healthier life, things that keep us out of pain, that improve our posture, that improve cellular regeneration and autophagy and killing off those bad cells and restoring good ones. So we're using fitness for a multitude of things to promote longevity and to keep us healthy. And at the very top of the pyramid is body work. And when we say body work, we're talking anything soft tissue, whether that's massage, cupping, scraping, dry needling, percussion massage with these new instrument machines, instrument-assisted massagers. Anything along that line we would consider body work or soft tissue work. It's the top of the pyramid. Do you need it? No, probably not. If you're living a perfect life, if you're knocking these other things out, your sleep, your nutrition, your fitness programming, everything's on point, you probably don't need the body work. Right? But the reality is most of us aren't going to be able to execute those first 3. So we use our body work as a way to help us recover, to help us encourage some of those body tissue, encourage those blood flow things, encourage that body tissue to relax, so that we're able to prevent or hopefully at least minimize the risk of injuries and putting our bodies in a position where they shouldn't be, right? So it's the top of the pyramid, but we do think it's important, right? There's times where body work is really, really valuable. Sleep, like we mentioned, sleep's where we recover. This is where all the good things in the body happens. It gives the brain and the body a chance to reset, right? It's got to repair all the things we do. Whether you're talking body work, you're talking exercise, most of our day's activities are stressors, right? We challenge the system, and that challenge makes our body go, okay, how do I get this done? And to get it done, it's going to kill off bad cells and it's going to repair good ones, right? That's one of the most important parts of exercise, is it's going to build back better cells. And if we can build cells, stronger cells, get that hypertrophy effect, that's going to be very, very beneficial to us. So we need those stressors to create that repair process. But if we don't have the sleep to actually allow the repair to happen, we're going to be in trouble, right? So we want to make sure we're getting the sleep. In our Fit for Tomorrow programming educational online platform, we have a lot of different programs and things that you can do to improve your sleep, from exercise to meditation to apps that we recommend. We do go through a fair amount of education on ways to get sleep, but 3 big keys, and these are simple things that you can start right away. Dim the lights. When you're getting ready for bed, that hour before bedtime, just start to dim the lights. If you can turn off the TV, if you can turn off your cell phones, as you can see in number 2, back it off a little bit, right? Just let that brain calm down, let that light period calm down. When you think about in nature how sleep would occur, that day light period is going to be a big factor here. Well, with technology and with electricity, we don't have that, right? We can be up all night if we want to. And Vegas has maximized that, right? You go to Las Vegas, you're in the casinos, you have no idea what time it is, so you're often up later into the day. Not because you're not getting tired while you're there, but they've found a way to kind of mess with your system so that you don't get tired, right? There's no windows, so you can't see what's happening with daylight. The lighting is always good. The temperatures are always good. The sounds are loud. The noises are bright and flashy. They keep you awake on purpose, right? Because tired, sleepy people make them money. So we want to avoid the phones. We want to do something we call intermittent technology, right? Intermittent fasting is this big thing. It lets our gut kind of repair itself overnight. Intermittent technology lets your brain relax so that you can go to sleep. So have a fasting window for your technology. Okay? There's nothing worse than looking at your phone at the end of the day and saying, your screen time is 9 hours. Yeah, we got to figure out a way to cut that down, right? So intermittent technology is one of our big key recommendations there. And then finally, cool the temperature down. A lot of us, and myself included, like a cooler temperature when we go to bed. There's something to that, right? The brain needs to be able to cool down a little bit in order to go to sleep. And if you think about just nature, as the sun goes down, temperature's cool. That's part of kind of how it naturally would happen. So in your house, again, you obviously have the ability to regulate those temperatures, but don't be afraid to turn it down a little bit at night. Might help with your sleep. Nutrition. The biggest thing with nutrition is we should do no harm. And what I mean by that is we got to try to avoid the things that are going to create an inflammatory process in our gut. If there's a food that you're sensitive to, if there's something that your body reacts to, we need to avoid those things. There's some big ones out there, right? Sugar, gluten, wheat, dairy, those are the big ones, right? And they're going to be challenging for a lot of people. If you know that you have a sensitivity towards one of those foods, avoid them, right? Avoid them. There are a lot of resources out there for nutrition. One of our favorites is Dr. Mark Hyman's text, Food, What the Heck to Eat, and he also has a 10-day detox. Both of those are excellent resources. We'll have links to those on this at the bottom of this YouTube link, as well as on our website. So make sure you're checking out those things. It is worth your time to have a better understanding of food there. Like we talked about, we're going to limit our sugars. Alcohol, one drink kind of thing can be very beneficial. There is some decent research on wine drinkers and people that consume small amounts of alcohol. But once you get past that, obviously things become a challenge. Omega-6 fatty acids. There's a big balance between your omega-3 fatty acids and your omega-6s, right? That ratio has been shown to cause, when that ratio gets to a point where the omega-6s are too high and we're not getting enough omega-3s, that imbalance in that ratio has been shown to create difficulties. So what we want to do is try to limit the omega-6s, which are found in a lot of your vegetable oils, hydrogenated oils, are certainly things we want to stay away from, and we want to try to increase our omega-3s, right? And these are things like fatty fishes, salmon being a good one, sardines, mackerel, the smaller fishes that may not have as much mercury on board. Those are going to be our best options for that. And there's also, of course, supplementation. So again, we'll link some resources to that there. And then, surprise, surprise, number 3, get enough sleep. You need your gut needs a chance to repair and those processes to happen. Part of that is our nervous system. We have an autonomic nervous system that's kind of running all these background things. There are two sides to that. There's sympathetic, and then there's parasympathetic. Okay, when our sympathetic is our fight and flight, your parasympathetic is rest and digest. If your sympathetic nervous system is up here somewhere, you're going to have trouble getting into that rest and digest mode. So a lot of what we do from a fitness standpoint and a meditation standpoint is try to calm things down so that you can get into that rest and digest mode. So we want to make sure we get enough sleep and we're able to reduce some of this sympathetic stimulus, especially as we get closer to bedtime. And then next we have our exercise, our fitness, right? We need exercise. We need that stress or that stimulus to the body in order to improve ourselves. Again, it's a challenge. Some of that is coordination. Our brain learns to activate the muscles more efficiently. That makes us stronger. That makes us more efficient. And some of that is really truly going through that repair process, right? The old Hans Selye stress response curve. We get a stress, it breaks down the body. Our body then repairs that back stronger. In our fitness breakdown video, you'll be able to find that. I'll link to that and a better explanation of that. But really, we want to have that stress repair process kind of occurring. Right? That's what's going to make us more efficient as humans. Exercise does a whole host of things, from bone density to improving anxiety and depression and kind of clearing out some of those inflammatory things. Cardiovascular exercise and resistance exercise have been shown to drop inflammatory levels in the dorsal root ganglion, right? So that's a sensory area in the spine. So if we can reduce some of those inflammatory, irritating kind of things, improve your mood, improve your condition, improve executive function in your decision making, man, that's powerful stuff. So again, check out our exercise lecture for some more research and backdrop on that. The big thing with exercise, and the reason you hear people say, oh, I don't like to exercise because I'm just going to get hurt. I get it, right? I get it. The problem with a lot of our exercises is where we look at exercise as a training stimulus, it needs to be competitive, right? Most of our exercise platforms are based off of what we would do in a sports scenario. And if I'm training an athlete, I need to push them to enough stress to get those performance factors. The beauty of training for just pure health is that the amount of exercise you need is very, very minimal. In one study looking at women with depression, any exercise was enough to change the risk of depression in young women. So, we're talking, we don't need a ton. We need some planned exercise, and that's movement up and beyond what you normally would do. If you have a job where you work and move a lot, that doesn't count. I mean, it to some degree it does, but when we say exercise, we mean above and beyond your normal day, right? We need an extra stressor to the system. And so that's what we want to talk about. If you want to compete, if you want to do challenging things, if you want to play the game, we're certainly going to help you. And Fit for Tomorrow is that option to kind of cover all those accessory things, to make sure your tendons are healthy, to make sure you're loading the joints appropriately, and that you have the range of motion to be able to compete at the highest levels. We want to be there to support you. If you just want to train to be healthy, we also want to be there for you. So you're going to see both options on our Fit for Tomorrow platform. And then last but not least, of course, get enough sleep. Again, stress breaks down the body. We have that repair process. If I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm not going to allow that repair process to happen, and that's where injuries can occur. We have a recent study where we looked at young women. We followed them throughout a season, right? And what they found is that training, programming, all this other kind of stuff wasn't really a factor on who went into an overtraining state. The only consistent factors were getting enough sleep quality, and nutrition. Those that didn't get enough calories also tended to have higher risks of overtraining syndrome. So, you can exercise all you want, but you need those other two things. And that's why we're looking at the pyramid. That sleep and nutrition is just as or more important to your fitness. And a lot of times we want to push that fitness to the 10th level. Well, if you want to push that exercise or that fitness to the next level, you really need your sleep and nutrition to be on point. Otherwise, you're not going to get the most out of that. Okay. And then lastly, the tip of the pyramid, we have our body work. Again, if you're living your perfect life, you probably don't need it. Right? You don't need as much of it, but most of us aren't living a perfect life, so we're going to use body work and soft tissue work in order to feel better and move better and prevent some of those things from accumulating over time. We can use soft tissue work to kind of improve blood flow, increase some of those pain sensitizing areas in the brain, kind of wake up some of those cells and get the tissues moving a little bit to try to help prevent any accumulation of inflammation or chronic tone that may change movement patterns, alter movement patterns, and it may lead to injury down the road. We do know that strength is probably one of the best things we can do to prevent injury. We're just trying to give you that extra little bit, right? We're trying to add to that little piece. Similar to exercise with our body work, we're looking for the minimal effective dose to create change. I don't need this to be a body beatdown. I need enough stress that the body and the immune system is going to respond and kind of stimulate that repair process that we've been talking about. That's really going to be our key. We use pressure sensory guidance, right? The more inflammation in your system, the more sensitive the nervous system is going to be and those sensory nerves are going to be. So there's different amounts of pressure that different people are going to like. And some of that's just the way you perceive pain or perceive pressure, but some of that's real and some of that's inflammatory based and some of it's pain driven. So we always want to make sure that pressure is guided by the patient. So if you get on Fit for Tomorrow and you're looking at some of our mobility drills and our self-mobilization techniques, we're looking for 5s and 6s out of 10 intensity level. We're not trying to beat anybody yet. And then finally, of course, get enough sleep, right? Tissue work is another stressor. We're adding pressure, we're adding suction, we're adding whatever it might be, compression to change tissue. We're creating a stress. We're looking for that repair process from the immune system. Sleep, again, where that happens. So make sure we're getting enough of it. Okay. We hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want more, of course, check out the Fit for Tomorrow platform. We have multiple videos from exercise to nutrition to sleep to educational things on pain science and how to recover. So we want to help every athlete live their best life through fitness, sleep, nutrition, educational and online coaching platform. And then, of course, we want to be able to provide that high-level body work to keep you performing your best. So that's what we're all about at Fit for Tomorrow. We hope you join us. We hope you check out more with us soon. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this webinar. Hope to see you more at www.fitfortomorrow.com. Check out our subscription service for more exercise educational videos and find bodywork providers near you that can help you feel and perform your best. Thanks. Look forward to the next one.